Hey guys, I wanted to get on here and man, I talk too much. I try to keep it all, short, but I guess that's just not a thing that I do. I try to, and I'm sorry, but I wanted you to know um, this journey of this skin cancer, for one, that I've been taken care of. It's just amazing, this healing that can occur when you take a different approach. And what I mean by that is completely no conventional, absolutely none. Okay, it's like a night and day health choice, and that's why it's been so difficult for me to literally even, how do I say this, watch everybody's post, because everybody goes to the doctor and they're on that conventional path, and I see it and I've watched it now. It's going on be 6 years when I made my choice, a different choice, a different path. And when I became aware of all of the different options, I just kept digging, digging, digging. And from that point on, it's just I've been on a whole different path than most people. And I understand that some of you, a lot of people use the, well, I don't have the money, you know, and yeah, that's true. Our insurance does not pay for natural stuff. But the truth of the matter is, there are a lot of things you can do for yourselves that, mm, you know, that, directly make a choice to not purchase the unhealthy items, which I see all the time. Walmart's vitamins, like, no, okay? Like, no, just stop it. Okay, they're filled with a lot of stuff. Your health food vitamins. I mean, really look on the back. What are they filled with? Are they actual just pure vitamins? Do they have extra things, your probiotics? Do they have extra things? Are they not just the live cultures? Do they have extra things in there? Because if they do, it's no, you know. I mean, you could literally go buy organic grapes, stop eating anything else, and just start on that path and literally see changes in your health if you can do it. It's all about the willpower, folks, and the things that you choose to change. Believe me, I eat a lot of unhealthy things. I'm no perfect thing over here, but what I've been through healing this cancer, after being cut on twice by a dermatologist years ago, there's no way these conventional doctors could have helped me. I have healed more cancer. And, yeah, I use the salve, and this exposure that's brought it to my awareness was used by a body wash this winter that scared me to death, because when I used it, I thought, oh my God, what is happening to me? Are all of these cancers? And they doesn't show up like great big things, okay? They're little bitty tiny bumps that raise up off the skin. Some of them are tiny like a pimple. And you think, oh, that's harmless, because it hadn't grown into the ugly. The ugly thing is under there, believe me. You just haven't, it's just not exposed itself. And when it does, now you're going to have to probably get a doctor involved. And I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd still go the path of the salve, but it's a very painful, long experience. And that's what I wanted to get across. You think that you can take these natural herbs and natural things and boom, just all of a sudden here in the next week or two, you're better. Or you see progress immediately. That is not the way it works. In December, I went on a trip with my daughters. And I don't know if it was before or after. I think it was before. I had gotten this body wash, in which it's completely different than the salve. And it scared me because this rash developed like all over my stomach, my back, and it was all these little bitty bumps. And I was, like, God, are every single one of these cancers? But I couldn't address them with the salve because the body wash had made my skin so irritated that in adding anything else would have, there's no way I could handle it. And then the heat in the winter, being in the dry heat. So whenever I dressed anything with salve, it's very painful. You know, they say not to do too many places at one time, and I know why. Because it can be, when it is cancer and it is, you do salve it and it does show itself. They're very sore to the touch. I mean, you can't even lay on these areas. They are so painful when they're healing. And evidently, my body was completely toxic with cancer. It still is. I'm healing them as we speak. I put some salve on yesterday, and I have an area on my leg that, I mean, they just are never ending. But what I did was I kind of laid off. I salved a few after the body wash, and it was just too much. So I laid off for a while and let my body heal the places that I had already salved, and let this body wash kind of, the irritation kind of move away, which took, I want to say, months, you know, because December is when I did this body wash, and here we are, June. So when I went on the trip with my daughters, I had salved some areas up on my upper thighs, which I remember distinctly getting stuck out on the beach in Thunderbird at a party when I was 18, and got extremely badly sunburned up there. And evidently it's showing itself now, because these places that I salved have been extremely painful to heal. I mean, extremely painful. Cancer, I don't see how these doctors get away with what they're doing, honestly. You know, and no, it's just not just the doctors. I mean, they're just doing their job, right? I mean, that's their job. I mean, they can't do anything but their job. They take an oath, and they have to follow their medical procedure that's allowed. And that's it. So it's not really them, it's the business. And that's exactly what it is, a business. And I don't see how in the hell they get away with doing this, except you're off of your pure ignorance. That's exactly what it is. And mine, you know, my ignorance, you know. And to this day, even when I'm in a doctor's office, I'm still under that brainwashing, you know, and the business that I have to follow and respect, because nowadays they're getting so much control over all of us that if we don't follow and do as they say, it's literally, the government's involved, and it's literally gotten out of hand. And I don't really know when it all started. Well, I know it started with pharmaceuticals, and when they started really making money, that's when the greed started. But the control, I remember Hillary Clinton saying something about one healthcare, one blah, blah, blah. I don't know who did it. But y'all voted on it, and you've not done anything to stop it. And now they're gaining extreme control, and they're doing nothing for your health. Cancer is hard to heal. Cancer is hard. It's extremely hard, and it's painful. If you could really see the cancer that's inside your body that they say the chemo or the radiation is addressing, you would be like, oh my God, don't add anything more to that. That's going to make it worse, because when you do get to see it, like I have been able to see mine, and if you think somebody can take a torch to that, or radiation, or some type of toxic drug and burn that, there is absolutely no way. When I look at the places on my skin, it's like a freaking, you know, these monster alien type movies, and you can't kill it and it just keeps growing. That's cancer. That's cancer. And so it's been months, and I just now feel like, and yes, every single dot that body wash exposed on me has been cancer. Every single one of them. And I've had to address every single one of them. And I still am. I feel like I'm got a hold of it now, and I feel a lot better now about the healing that's occurring. But boy, when they all showed themselves, I was like, this can't be. Is every single one? Yes, every single one of them. And so that's what that body wash did, was it exposed it. I just couldn't believe it. All of them that I'm having to address. But anyway, wow. I just wanted you guys to try to open your minds, and as you're going to these doctors and you're diagnosed with these cancers and stuff, all of the different options that you have, that you're not aware of, that they're definitely not aware of, or maybe they are. Of course, they're not allowed to tell you about, but they are many out there, many options. And skin cancer, hey, I've become a pro to that. So if you guys, want to message me, I can't tell you anything about it on here, of course. But I mean, the man that helped me, he's passed away now, and he went to prison because of this healing stuff that he tried to make people aware of. Went to prison in the U.S. for it. I mean, so there you go. That's what we're up against. And it's definitely made me detach from people, because I made a comment a long time ago that I can smell the poison in you. I can. Since I've, been on this natural path, I can see it in you. I see it in me. I see it coming out of me through the years. I see the changes. I was a doctor going girl, boy. Took my kids, man, go to the doctor. Get them shots. And then when the flu shots came out, I never had a flu shot. Started taking my kids. It's like, man, just so ignorant to what they were doing. I thank God for the internet. A lot happened to me on the internet that was stupid. And a lot of arguing and bickering with old stupid school friends and stuff like that. But I thank God for the internet making me aware of what's out there. And I also thank God for a dear friend that introduced me to the essential oils, which changed my life, of course. But there's so much more than just that. There's so much more. And I just hope that you guys will start opening your mind, and these yearly endoscopies and colonoscopies and these testing and all of this bullshit, okay, that they're charging your insurance up the wahoola for. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Seriously. You got to get a hold of this and tap into it. Quit being so fearful. And definitely don't let a doctor put fear in you. Honestly, don't do that. Don't be afraid. Be afraid of their procedures, though. I'm serious. Be afraid. Think about, is this something that I really need done to me at this particular time? I mean, is this something that, is this going to improve the quality of my life? Because I have to tell you, major surgeries that I've done literally destroyed my quality. Literally. I mean, the one lady over here, Kimberly Fletcher, I mean, the records show before the Moore Medical Hospital was destroyed by the tornado. Literally, that I did an ultrasound over there before she did this procedure, and I went back and got those medical records, and they literally, when I was 18, I lost my ovary on my left side, and in the records it actually said that it was my right side. How do they get away with that? I don't know. And then she told me, oh, we can stop that heavy bleeding, those periods, because I was painting houses, guys. I couldn't be changing a maxi pad every hour, and that's what I was doing. I didn't know there were other ways. No one ever told me about any natural stuff, and she was going to take care of that. Told me in 15 minutes. It'd take her longer to put me to sleep than to do the procedure. And that procedure changed my life, because within a month I had to have a total hysterectomy because of her. She burned my cervix shut, and there was nothing I can do about it. And then you've heard me tell the story many times when my daughter got very ill, and I went to her aid in Edmond at an emergency hospital there, and they were going to do an emergency remove her gallbladder. Okay, and if I hadn't showed up, they would have. Her gallbladder would be gone. She would have already started gaining weight. Her entire in total digestive system and gut would have been destroyed for the rest of her life. And she does fire dancing, she does aerial, she's a beautiful, beautiful young woman. And her life would have been destroyed. Her entire health for the rest of her life would have been a battle if they'd have took her gallbladder, which they were planning on doing. And the short time I was there, I asked her a bunch of questions because, you know, I talk a lot. David used to tell me all the time, you know, shut up. Well, I'm glad I don't, because that's not ever going to be me. I'm never going to shut up. And thank God I questioned her a lot that day, because that morning I'd asked her about her drinking, her hydration. You know, and these are from my own experiences. You know, I was completely dehydrated and had to go to the emergency room when I was pregnant with the twins. I didn't know that's the worst pain anybody can ever experience. And she was in a lot of pain, okay? So that was the first thing. And I'm not a doctor, but wouldn't that be the first thing a doctor might think if you're in a lot of pain? But then if you haven't experienced it yourself, then how would you know? And I had experienced it, so I knew. And there you go. You can't take their word. They don't know, okay? They haven't experienced every illness. They don't know, okay? Their studies and all of this, that does not give them this experience to tell you how to care for yourself, okay? They are not you. You know your body. You know what you can handle, what you can't. You know what's helping and what's not. You know how you feel. And I just started questioning her, and she said, Mom, I haven't been drinking a lot of water. And so they had taken her off of any type of fluids because they were planning on doing the surgery. So I had her, you know, I don't remember what, but we got a nurse in there, and I'm like, I want her to get some water in her. And they had to go through the doctor, get approval. It's the most ridiculous bunch of shit I have ever in my life, now that I'm aware, and I have to sit back and watch this stuff. It's like, got to get approval. So, because once you sign those papers and get under their roof, it's a whole different ball game, people. You know, they threatened to not pay David's bill for his insurance because I demanded his discharge. They told me insurance, if they didn't discharge him, and I took him out, may not pay. So it's a big, once you sign those papers and get in there, one of your loved ones, you may not be able to help him. Thank God I was able to get him out of there, but unfortunately it was just too late. I have to live with that the rest of my life. But my daughter, she was dehydrated, okay? Because within the hour after starting to drink water, she started feeling better. Still got a bill for I think it was like $800 for that emergency room visit, and fully insured. So that's why I got on here. And I am a little different, so if you don't like the way I am, don't invite me, because sometimes I can't be quiet. And I can't, you know, it's hard for me to sit back and watch. I can, but if you can just imagine what I'm thinking, you may not want me as your company, and that's fine with me. I'm used to, it's just me and the cats now, and I'm used to it. And I would rather be around people that are getting more aware and are wanting to do different things for their health. Because I don't know, but I look at my pictures back in my 20s when I was going to the doctor, the gynecologist, and all of this horse shit. And I look at my pictures now and I think, wow. And they're doing that to every single one of you. Every time you go, and every time you get on a different drug, it's affecting you differently. You know, and I've got a lot of red marks all over my body, but I've got cancer that's actually healed, hundreds of them. That wouldn't have happened if I'd have let them keep digging on my skin with a knife. So I love y'all. And I know I'm different. And I'm not putting you down for the choices. But I wish you would just not be afraid and realize that when you do go a different path, it takes a lot of time. It takes, you know, months and months and years to address all of these unhealthy things you've done to your body that you've allowed doctors to do. And yeah, you allowed it. Yeah, you signed the paper. It's like that doctor when I tried to, you know, maybe look into stopping this Kimberly Fletcher from hurting other women like she hurt me. He said, well, there was no, I asked the doctor that did the hysterectomy, I asked him outright, I said, you know, so was my cervix burnt shut? Because that's what he said in front of my husband and me. And he said, well, it's not in the lab work. So in other words, there's no proof. And he was basically telling me, don't try to get me to say anything. You know, there's nothing you can do. And she does practice to this day. I recommend you don't go to her if you'd like to have a ongoing sex life and maybe have more children. Yeah, it's that serious. So, a lot of things you can address naturally. They take time, though. And when you're under the chemo and the radiation and they've got you on the steroids and all, beware of how you feel. You may feel good, like everything's going good, but when the bottom falls out hard, and it goes down quickly. Oh, and that takes years, too, sometimes. David was cancer-free for 4 years. But he was going down slowly, 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 slowly. So it doesn't happen overnight. And the healing on natural stuff doesn't happen overnight. So make good choices, you know. I want to see more of my friends go a different path and get well, and I want to see them heal instead of another one, you know, bit the dust. I don't want to lose any more friends. Yeah. Anyway, keep it natural, y'all. And there's a lot more out there than your CBD oil and your THC or whatever. Okay? There's a lot. God didn't just make marijuana plants, all right? Okay? He made a lot of plants, and he talks about them. He talks about them in the book, in his book. You know? And I've witnessed it in my own body and within my own health. These plants are real, and they do things for our body that nothing, no drug, no doctor, nothing else can. Okay, you hear me? The salve is made up of natural herbs, and it is a strong healing salve. And, you know, no, you can't buy it at CVS, and no, not everybody makes it the same. I get it from a certain company. If you ever want to know, you can message me. I'll let you know. I won't ever tell you anything on here anymore. It's the biggest scam and biggest medical bunch of shit I've ever in my life. And then you've got places, you know, that we should be able to speak freely to help people that shut us down. Because they're making money off those drugs, man. Big money. But they're not making money off me no more. I got off of 2 major drugs that doctors said I needed to take the rest of my life. And I'll never take their drugs ever again. And on my dying bed, I want no pain medicine. I want nothing. I want nothing to do with their medical scam. And if I can keep from it, unless I have to go because of their laws and the stuff they make me do, I will fight till my living last breath to go out of this world naturally and peacefully and pure when I meet my Maker, and when I see my beautiful blonde-headed, blue-eyed guitar-playing husband again, just like he did when he passed out of this world. He was coming off of their drug they had him on in the hospital, because he didn't have any in his system that night, or was given nothing like that. And his little sober mind met God in a very clean, purified room with purification diffusing, and he'd had a clean shower the night before with thieves where his hair had been washed and his body ready for his Maker. I didn't know he was going the next day, but he was certainly clean and pure when he did. And he went peacefully and not on any drug or hooked up to any machine. And I thank God for that. So, open your eyes, y'all. I want to see more of you become aware. Okay, I love y'all. Have a great day.